You know, it's funny. Have you ever really stopped to think about the words we use all the time? I mean, the really simple ones. The ones you'd call, well, basic. Turns out, those super common words often have the most incredible stories behind them. So today, let's dive into one.
So that begs the question, what actually makes a word basic? I mean, is it just about how often we say it, or how simple it seems? Or is it something deeper? Something about how powerful and flexible it is?
All right, we're going to get to the bottom of this by, well, unboxing one of the most fundamental words in English. Box. Yeah, box. It seems so simple, right? A word we all know. But you'll see its story is way more complex and powerful than you'd ever guess.
And here's what's so wild. Box isn't just common, it's officially basic. It's actually one of only 850 words on something called the Basic English List. This was a vocabulary put together back in the 1930s, designed to be a super simple but complete language for everyone around the world to use. I mean, 850 words, that's a really exclusive club. So how on earth did box make the cut?
Here's how we're going to break it down. We'll start with what it means at its core, then see how it turns into an action. From there, we'll explore the whole universe of ideas it helps create, and finally, we'll figure out why being so simple is its greatest strength.
Okay, let's kick things off at the very beginning. The absolute foundation of the word box is something we can all instantly picture, right? It's a container.
The main definition is pretty much exactly what you'd think. A square container, four sides, a top, a bottom. You know, a physical object you can touch. This is ground zero, the simple, concrete thing that our entire understanding of the word is built on.
Like, after a party, when there are empty pizza boxes just everywhere.
Or think about opening up your lunchbox back in the day to see what was inside. The word box really starts with a super clear physical thing, a simple object for holding stuff. But, and this is the important part, this is only layer one.
Because this is where it starts to get really cool. That basic idea of a defined space, or a container, it starts to stretch a lot. It goes way beyond just cardboard. I mean, think about it. A post office box, the glove box in your car, or what about a dialog box popping up on your computer screen, or the set-top box for your TV? None of them are necessarily square, you can't always pick them up, but they're all doing the same job. They're containers for mail, for stuff, for information, for TV signals.
But the word box doesn't just, sit there being a noun. It doesn't just describe an object. Nope. It gets up and actually does things. It becomes a verb.
And that is a huge leap for any word. It completely transforms from describing what something is, an object, to what someone does, an action. This whole dual identity thing. It's one of the first big clues to just how powerful this little word is.
So as a verb, box has three main jobs. The first two make perfect sense, right? You can box up your old stuff, literally put it in a box. Or you can box a word on a page, draw a little square container around it. But then there's the third one, to fight, like boxing. At first, that seems totally random, doesn't it? But if you think about it, it's still an action that happens inside a defined space, the boxing ring.
So, box can be an object and it can be an action. But its biggest power move, by far, is how it teams up with other words. It creates this whole universe of new ideas. And this is where its status as a basic word really starts to shine.
I mean, just listen to this list. Jukebox, black box, penalty box, box office. What about voice box or beatbox, suggestion box, skybox, first aid box? It just keeps going. Every single one of these takes that core idea of a box as a container for music, for data, for hockey players, for tickets, and it builds something totally new. It's like the ultimate Lego brick for our language. So efficient.
Okay, so after all of that, we can finally circle back to where we started. We've seen what a box is, what it does, and all the things it can build. So what is it that makes it so basic and, at the same time, so incredibly powerful?
Well, the answer is just how simple it is. And that's not a weakness, not at all. It's the secret to its strength. The core meaning is so crystal clear that you can stick it almost anywhere and people will know exactly what you're talking about. It really just boils down to three key things. First, it's concrete. It starts as a simple physical thing we can all picture. Second, it's super adaptable. That core idea of a defined space can stretch to fit anything from a TV signal to a penalty area in sports. And third, it's incredibly combinable. It's that Lego brick again, just snapping onto other words to make brand new meanings. And wouldn't you know it, That's the exact combination the creators of Basic English were looking for. And really, that's the big takeaway here. The most fundamental, basic words in our language, they aren't powerful because they're limited. No, they're powerful because they are so incredibly flexible. They are the absolute foundation we use to build more complex ideas, one little box at a time.
It really makes you think, doesn't it? I mean, what other simple, powerful words are just hiding out there in plain sight, quietly doing all the heavy lifting in our language, just waiting for us to unbox them?